Hey guys, it's Janine and I am coming to you today with a swatch video of inks that I recently purchased, or stamp pads that I recently purchased from Stampin' Up. I got most of the colors they had. I didn't get the new In Color collection, but outside of that I got everything else that's pretty much in their permanent collection. And I was inspired by Jennifer McGuire and her stamp swatches, and I thought that was really intelligent to have that on hand. So I am going to swatch all of the stamps because I think it'll be a nice reference when trying to decide, on the colors that I want for different projects. So I'm going to go over the tools that I have with you real quick. This is just a little swatch template that I made using Word. I just did a table, and then I made the squares fairly large. I don't have the exact dimensions, but give or take, they're about 2 inches by 2 inches square. I wanted them big like that because I wanted to be able to get a nice size stamp in each square, as well as the color information. And that's an idea that I had, and I can't wait to see how it turns out. So I'm excited to get into this video with you and show you that. These are blending brushes. These are makeup brushes that I got from Temu. I've been getting a lot of craft supplies from them recently. And this was being marketed as a concealer brush. But as soon as I saw them, I said, that would be perfect for getting into those small areas of stencils, as well as doing blending in small areas. And they were less than $1 a piece. So I was pretty excited about that. So I got one for each color family. I don't necessarily feel like I need one for every single color that I have, but I felt like one for each color family was sufficient. Then I've got some stencils that I'm going to use for doing the ink blending. And as you can see, I taped off the area of the square that I'm working in. So this will just help me, first off, to secure the stencil in place, and to have this tape on the edges, and then tape this off so I don't go outside of the area that I'm stenciling. And these are, I think these are 3 or 4 layer stamps, but I'm just using a couple of layers, the flower and then the center. And so that's going to show me how nicely these colors work together. So those are pretty much the tools that I'm using. And I chose just a simple, oh sorry, I was looking for something of color. This is the microfiber cloth that I'm going to be using to clean up in between swatches. But this is just a solid flower. I wanted a solid image to stamp with, so I could really see the saturation of the color. Unfortunately, because I'm working on a full sheet, using a stamping platform is going to be a little bit challenging, because I'd have to constantly move the stamp. So I felt like it was easier to just put it on a stamping block, which is, now that I'm looking at it, quite filthy. My apologies. But anyway, this flower was from this stamp set, and I am so sorry. I wish I could give you more information about it. I mean, as you can see, it's well loved. I used it quite a bit. I think it was from a Simon Says Stamp Kit of the Month Club. This was one of the stamps that came in it, I think. I apologize that I can't give you more information than that. It could have been a paper pumpkin as well. I don't think so, because normally the paper pumpkin stamp sets weren't quite this large. They're usually only about, half of this. But it could be. It could have been a paper pumpkin, or it could have been a Simon Says stamp. I just don't remember. My apologies. And I set the stamp up in such a way so that I can stamp it fairly evenly, and it'll stamp sort of towards the top of my square, and I can use the bottom of the block to line it up so that I can get real good consistency with every stamping. The other thing that I'm going to point out is that I was trying to decide exactly what direction I wanted to go with the stamping, if I wanted to do the swatches in alphabet order by color name or by color family. And so that's pretty much what I'm doing. This is going to be by color family, but it's going to be by the 2 or 3 stamps in those color families that I feel work well together as colors that could be blended well to make nice gradients. So in that case, there's some cases there's going to be 2 stamps that work for that purpose, and in some cases it's going to be 3. Not every color family had 3, which would have been nice, but not every color family had 3 stamps that I felt worked well for that purpose. So I'm going to start with the reds. I'm basically going in RGB order. So let's go ahead and get started. And all of my stamps are new, so you're probably going to see me, all these stamping ink pads, oh my gosh, I can't talk today, are new. So you're going to see me struggle with all of them a little bit, trying to get them open. It's, give me a moment. That was challenging. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Oh gosh, they're so inky. Let me wipe that off. I got quite a bit on there. I think I'm going to try and take a lighter hand on that. And I do have a spray bottle with some water handy in case I just really need to get these stamps just a little bit cleaner. So let me go a little lighter. Those are some super inky pads. Super wet. All right, that looks much better. So again, I'm just going to try it. Let me get rid of this extra. And you know what? While I'm thinking about it, I think I'm going to go ahead and grab a foam block, or just a piece of craft foam, rather. And that's all it takes. Just a little bit of craft foam. Okay, so again, I'm going to kind of line my the bottom of my block up with the bottom line of that square, and then try and center up as much as possible. Then I'm going to hold it here for a few seconds, give it an opportunity for the ink to transfer, and pull straight up. And that's beautiful. Oh my gosh, look at that color. And I'm just wiping off a stamp. Now let's see if I can get this ink pad to close. They are quite tight. Okay, so some of these ink pads, they came with the name that you could put on the front of the ink pad, which I did, because before this video is over, I'm going to show you my ink storage. And most of them have just a solid color. And some of them had the name in English repeated twice. These don't. Again, some of them did. So I think I'm just going to, I'm going to trim this, but basically I'm just going to put it across the bottom, and I think what I'm going to do is come back with a Sharpie marker and just write the name on each one. I just snipped a little bit off the end. I'm just going to put it right back on the like so. I'm already making a mess. Of course, if you've been around my channel at all, you know that's not surprising. I will probably be full of ink before this is over with. As a matter of fact, if you see around my fingers, if it looks dirty to you, I am not dirty. It is leftover dye. I did some tie-dye with my grandkids, and who's the only person not wearing gloves? Yep, you guessed it. That was me. So now I am full of ink, or of dye rather. So the name of this one is Real Red. And I'm going to set that back in my, and again, you're going to watch me struggle with all of these because they're all new. So the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp, instead of going across this way, because again, some of these have, some of the color families that I'm working with have 3 inks, and I want to do, so I want to do the 2 to 3 colors in that color family, and then 1 block is going to be with the stencils showing the colors with a little blending. So if I did them across this way and I had 3 colors, then I would have nowhere to go with the blending. So if I go this way for the ones that have 3 colors, I have a block that I can use for blending. So hopefully that makes sense. And again, I'm going to go much more gentle with my inking because these are super juicy pads. Oh my gosh. They're so worth the value. I can highly recommend that. And I'm going to put my demonstrator's contact information or his website in the description below, because these Stampin' Up! Ink pads, and I'm going to tell you, I did some research and looked at a number of different brands of ink pads. And these, in my opinion, because you can buy them in bundles of 10, end up being a really great value. And they're super large. I mean, you get a lot of ink pad for your money, and you get a very juicy ink pad. And then they all have, you can purchase re-inkers, and the re-inkers are very reasonably priced. So just all the way around, I felt like they were really a great value. Oh, and look what I did. I said I'm not going to stamp across that way, and I just did it anyway. Shoot. Okay. So I'm going to print another one of these pages, and I'll come back, and I'll go ahead and get these two colors inked, and then I'll come back and we'll keep going. Okay, so I reprinted another page, swatch page, and got things going in the direction I intended. Now, I did think about doing my blending here, but I think I'm going to go ahead and skip a square and do all the stenciling on the bottom squares. So that way, if another color comes in to that particular color family, I will have room to add it. And I got some ink here, and I used my Tombow eraser to try and get it out, but it didn't come out, so it's okay. You know, it is what it is. So trying to decide if I'm going to do this in the lighter color or the darker color. And I think I'm going to do the lighter colors for the large flowers, and then the darker colors for the center. So this is Real Red, and I'm going to take my handy dandy little brush, and I'm going to be careful and just get a little bit on there. I honestly didn't press all that hard and got that much ink on there. And I'm going to get a piece of paper towel to kind of blot off any excess. Now you can see why I taped everything off to keep it nice and neat. These ink pads are super, super juicy. The colors are so saturated. They're just gorgeous. I love ink. I love ink blending. You know, we all have our crafty language, our crafty style, and things that we enjoy doing. Like Jennifer McGuire loves doing very intricate die cuts and, you know, all that paper piecing, and God bless her. I don't have the patience for that. It's just not my cup of tea, so to speak. So I am going to, since I'm using the same blending brushes in the color, for the same color families, I am going to remove the excess ink. And I may or may not have got enough brushes, so I may have to do a little crossover. Okay, so I'm going to pull this stencil up, and look, I'm already so inky. Typical me. I say, if you've been around here a while, you know who I am, and I haven't changed. So I had this taped off so that it would line up perfectly. So let me close this ink pad. Look at that. You know, I'm such a mess. I'm such a hot mess. Always. Okay, back to the cherry cobbler. Now, after I get done with this color family, I am going to speed things up and put things on fast forward and set it to music, so that you guys don't have to listen to me jabber on, because this is going to take a while. I have 40 colors to swatch, so this process is going to take a while. And this stencil set also came from Temu. They have a really great range of stencils, layering stencils, one layer stencils, different sizes. They're really awesome. The prices were great. I gotta tell you, I wasn't sure about these blending brushes, but you know, the makeup community or crafters are notorious for using tools from the makeup community for our crafting. So this really isn't a stretch. All right, so let's see how that one came out. Let me go ahead and, should have wiped my other stencil off, but oh well. All right, super cute. And I love it. It gives you an idea of how the colors work together. And let me put this here. If I can wipe it off. All right, so moving right along.
You say it's hard to tell just what I'm thinking. You think it's hard to see behind my smile. I'll say whatever you want, let you walk into my heart if you want to. You can ask me anything, no walls between us, ain't no mess. I'ma tell you all my secrets. You can ask me anything, no walls between us, ain't no mess. I'ma tell you all my secrets. No secrets, no, 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 no secrets. No secrets, no, 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 no secrets. Wanna show you all my feelings. I'm not good at keeping no secrets. It's hard to see behind my smile. I'll say whatever you want, let you walk into my heart if you want to. You can ask me anything, no walls between us, ain't no mess. I'ma tell you all my secrets. You can ask me anything, no walls between us, ain't no mess. I'ma tell you all my secrets. No secrets, no, 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 no secrets. No secrets, no, 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 no secrets. Wanna show You're sick of my madness. Don't you tell me what I'm supposed to do. You're better off without me. Don't you tell me what I'm supposed to do. When I'm walking on the streets half naked, it's part of me, it's part of me. When I'm making my brain makeup, it's part of me, it's part of me. When you're crushing on my dreams and you're making me so full, get out of my life. I know what I'm supposed to do. When you're crushing on my dreams and you're making me so full, I know what I'm supposed to do. I know what I'm supposed to do. Supposed to do. Brain makeup. I know what I'm supposed to do. You're sick of my madness. Don't you tell me what I'm supposed to do. You're better off without me. Don't you tell me what I'm supposed to do. When I'm walking on the streets half naked, it's part of me, it's part of me. When I'm making my brain makeup, it's part of me, it's part of me. When you're crushing on my dreams and you're making me so full, get out of my life. I know what I'm supposed to do. When you're crushing on my dreams and you're making me so full, I know what I'm supposed to do. I know what I'm supposed to do. Supposed to do. Brain makeup. I know what I'm supposed to do. When you're crushing on my dreams and you're making me so full, I know what I'm supposed to do. Brain makeup. I know what I'm supposed to do.
You know just what you do to me. Play my emotions like a pair of puppet strings. Did it ever occur to you my heart's more than a toy? Please go easy on me, babe. Send message after message, forward my calls. Next day you hit me back like nothing happened at all. What about all the things you used to say to me? This ain't the way it's supposed to be. And you know I wouldn't do that to you. You know, I wouldn't treat you that way, no. I've been running, can't catch up. Oh, love, what I won't do. Oh, you got me chasing waterfall. Oh, you got me chasing waterfall. All of the times I've been there, times I came through, I'd meet you anywhere if it brought me closer to you. Distance is killing me, you make it so hard. Won't you let me love you, babe? Used to be optimistic, these days I just don't know. Pick a fence in the valley, I hope it's losing its hold. You know them other girls won't love you like I do. Can't afford to give up on you. And you know I wouldn't do that to you. You know I wouldn't treat you that way, no. I've been running, can't catch up. Oh, love, what I won't do. Oh, you got me chasing waterfall. Oh, you got me chasing waterfall. Chasing waterfalls. Oh, 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 you've got me chasing waterfalls. Oh, oh, you got me chasing waterfalls. Oh, you got me chasing waterfalls.
I remember when we were staring at a photo. Don't forget the way you look me in the eyes. And I keep you in my heart. In my heart is where you are. I still think of you. I want you coming back. I remember when we were staring at a photo. Don't forget the way you look me in the eyes. And I keep you in my heart. In my heart is where you are. I still think of you. I want you coming back. Call me when you want. Maybe I can take it on my heart. Yeah, yeah. Give me your love. Yeah, yeah. Call me when you want. Maybe I can take it on my heart. Yeah, yeah. Give me your love. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember when we were staring at a photo. Don't forget the way you look me in the eyes. And I keep you in my heart. In my heart is where you are. I still think of you. I want you coming back. I remember when we were staring at a photo. Don't forget the way you look me in the eyes. And I keep you in my heart. In my heart is where you are. I still think of you. I want you coming back. Call me when you want. behind my stone cold eyes. I turn to ashes, but only just sometimes. Inhale your smoke, but you still act surprised. It's not my fault when we end up capsized. You call me crazy now, but you don't understand. I'm calling out to you. Can you hear a thing? 'Cause you lit the match that ignites the flame. I'm the TNT, but you're the spark to blame. And it's fire, burning holes inside my brain. Feel the fire, heat that melts us down again. Now it's pouring through my veins, but I said you're the spark to blame. And it's fire, burning holes inside my brain. Some days with you it's paradise, but now you spin me in a web with all your lies. Want you to feel the way I feel inside. I'm reaching out for help, you got me in a riptide. You call me crazy now, but you don't understand. I'm calling out to you. Can you hear a thing? 'Cause you lit the match that ignites the flame. I'm the TNT, but you're the spark to blame. And it's fire, burning holes inside my brain. Feel the fire, heat that melts us down again. Now it's pouring through my veins, but I said you're the spark to blame. And it's fire, burning holes inside my brain. Change my fate, yeah, please just blow this flame away.
Well, if you made it to this part of the video, I'm super proud of you and really honored that you would watch me stamp and ink for this long. But as promised, this is my work desk. This is my crafting area in my new house. I've got shelves above me that hold a lot of my supplies, and you can see a lot of my paper crafting stuff here. I've got my binders with my stamps in them. Those folders hold my different colors of cardstock. Got my pattern paper here and some watercolor supplies, sewing stuff. And then my husband put up, well, he put up the shelves for me too, but he also put this pegboard up for me to hold a lot of things that I wanted to have at hand's reach. And then these are IKEA drawers, and you can see we just put some wood pieces on top. There's a piece of plywood, and then that wood on top has a special meaning to me. It's cypress from my family's old homestead. It was from cypress trees that my great-grandfather cut down and had planed himself. So they're pretty special to me. But anyway, so we just use the IKEA drawers as a base, and you can see I have more sewing supplies down there. But anyway, so this made just a quick and easy desk that we could fit to the space rather than trying to find a desk that already fit the space. So anyway, that is my ink storage. Let me bring you in a little closer. Okay, so this is the little ink storage. I got it from Amazon, and it wasn't really expensive, and for the number of ink pads that it held, I thought it was a good value. It snapped together really easy. It's lightweight, but it is sturdy. And I do like having my inks right in front of me, because again, one of my favorite things to do is stamping and inking. So for me, it's just handy to have it right in front of me. And I wasn't sure how I wanted to organize the ink pads. At first, I thought about maybe alphabetically. But ultimately, because of the way I like to work with inks, I thought having them grouped together in color families, so like in their light and dark, or light, medium, dark, so that way they would be together and handy for me to pull out when I'm doing ink blending. And one thing I forgot to mention when I was in the first part of the video is that I'm working on cardstock. All the stamping and inking I did was on cardstock. I printed out my grid on it because I thought printing on or inking on the type of paper that I'll be doing it on daily is what made the most sense. So that's what I did. And then I'm going to put them in one of my binders. Those binders, I'm sorry, I'm not going too fast. So I also have all of my stencils, dies, stamp sets in those binders. So these ink swatches will likely go in those binders as well. I punched holes in them for that purpose. Anyway, well, thank you so much for watching. Again, if you've made it this far in the video, I am so grateful that you stuck with me this long and that you're back watching videos on my channel. I appreciate you guys so much. Bye now. Be blessed.
Can I be your star tonight? You fill my soul with light the day we met. I don't wanna leave your side, no. Have me by your side when the sun sets.